Prevent cramps, weak legs, build muscle immediately after 60 just with this tea. As we get older, muscle isn't just about strength, it becomes one of the most important medical predictors of how long we stay independent. The National Institute on Aging reports that adults over 60 lose up to 3% of muscle each year, a condition called sarcopenia, and it silently shows up in small, everyday ways: legs that feel shaky when you stand up, calves that cramp at night, or a staircase that suddenly feels twice as tall. These aren't just age. They're early alarms from a body losing the power it needs to protect you, and left unchecked, sarcopenia increases fall risk and slows mobility dramatically. The good news: what you put into your body can make rebuilding far easier than most people realize, and if you've been feeling any of these signs yourself, I'm here to walk with you, step by step, through the most effective, realistic solutions, starting with one simple group of teas that can support muscle performance and steady legs after 60, so if this sparks even a little curiosity, or you simply want to stay strong for the years ahead, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single tip. Now, let's dive in and uncover exactly which teas can support stronger muscles and calmer legs as you age. 1. Ginger tea. Most people over 60 don't realize a strange fact: blood vessels in the legs lose flexibility at nearly the same rate as muscle strength, and ginger is one of the few natural ingredients shown to warm up circulation faster than walking in place for 45 seconds. That's why ginger tea feels almost instant. If your legs cramp when you stretch your toes in bed, if your calves feel like tight ropes when you first step down in the morning, or if your thigh muscles burn out halfway through a grocery aisle, those are early signs your microcirculation is slowing. Ginger's gingerols relax vascular walls, helping nutrients reach the very muscle fibers that have been starving quietly for years. And according to a review from the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, older adults consuming ginger daily saw a measurable improvement in muscular comfort equal to a 12-point drop on a standardized soreness scale, a small number on paper but a big shift in daily life. What makes ginger tea particularly powerful after 60 is that it fuels nitric oxide release. This is the same biological switch young athletes rely on for stamina, but in seniors it often stays dormant. A simple cup of ginger tea brewed with 5 to 6 thin slices, each about 1/8 inch thick, acts like a signal flare for your muscles, telling them to pull in oxygen faster. And here's something most Americans don't know: if you add just 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, absorption jumps noticeably because pepper opens intestinal pathways. It's a tiny measurement, smaller than a pinch, but it creates a stronger warming wave through the legs within minutes. A second trick used by physical therapists in warm climate states is drinking ginger tea 12 minutes before movement, not 10, not 15, because that's the sweet spot when circulation is ramping up but inflammation reduction has already kicked in. If your symptoms include night cramps, morning stiffness, or that slow, shaky feeling when rising from a chair, ginger tea is one of the fastest ways to push blood back into the muscle engine. Brew it strong, time it well, and let it do exactly what aging muscles need: wake up. 2. Nettle tea. There's a surprising truth most people never hear: muscle weakness in older Americans is more often a mineral drain problem than a muscle problem. If your legs feel wobbly when stepping off a curb, if your feet curl or twitch while sitting, or if the muscles along the shin feel tender when pressed with a fingertip, that's your body signaling low magnesium or potassium. 2 minerals nettle tea delivers in a uniquely absorbable form. Unlike pills that rely on digestion, nettle's minerals come in ionic form, meaning your body pulls them in quickly, especially when warm. A report from the American Herbal Pharmacopoeia found that nettle leaf delivers nearly 480 milligrams of natural minerals per brewed cup, giving it one of the highest nutrient densities among edible herbs. But the real magic shows up when you brew it properly. Most people steep nettle too lightly, losing half its mineral potential. When you steep 1 heaping tablespoon of dried nettle in 1 cup of hot water for a full 10 minutes with the mug covered, you trap the micronutrients that normally escape with steam. That one simple habit is responsible for the stronger step many older adults notice after a week. And here's a tip almost no one knows: if you stir the tea 5 times clockwise after steeping, you lift the heavier minerals off the bottom. Yes, it matters, because minerals settle quickly in herbal brews. Nettle tea also gently supports red blood cell production, giving your muscles more oxygen to work with. it's not a stimulant. But many people say the legs feel lighter 30 to 40 minutes after drinking a properly brewed cup. Another little-known trick is pairing nettle tea with a 1-ounce salty snack, like roasted almonds or salted pumpkin seeds. Sodium helps shuttle minerals into muscle tissue faster, shortening the time it takes for cramps to ease. 3. Chamomile brown rice tea. Few people over 60 know that the nerves controlling leg muscles fire up to 20% more erratically when the body is under mild evening stress, and chamomile with toasted brown rice is one of the rare combinations that calms both the nerve and the muscle at the same time. If you feel twitching in your calves when you lie down, if your toes curl involuntarily, or if your hamstrings tighten right as you drift toward sleep, those are signs of misfiring relaxation pathways. Chamomile's apigenin quiets those pathways, while brown rice contributes GABA and trace minerals that restore proper muscle release timing. The American Journal of Neurophysiology documented that chamomile compounds improved nighttime neuromuscular steadiness by an average of 7.2 units on EMG readings, which is a technical way of saying the muscles finally let go. To make this tea work fast, it must be prepared correctly. Toasting 1 tablespoon of dry brown rice in a pan until it turns light golden, not dark, releases the calming GABA. Add it to 1 cup of hot chamomile tea, cover it, and let it sit for 6 minutes. That 6-minute steep is important. GABA dissolves slowly. And here's an unexpectedly useful American kitchen trick: gently press the rice with the back of a spoon before drinking. It's not for flavor. Pressing releases a thin layer of rice oil that enhances nerve relaxation within about 25 minutes. This blend is especially important for people who wake up with tight soles, stiff arches, or sudden nighttime calf freezes, which are classic signs the nerves are talking louder than the muscle can handle. Many notice that drinking this tea around 45 minutes before bedtime resets the night rhythm so cramps don't strike when your muscles are at their most vulnerable. For those who need something quick, even drinking half a cup warm, not hot, helps reduce nerve overactivity. What makes this combination special is how it works quietly: no jolt, no heat rush, just a slow unwinding that allows the muscle fibers to repair correctly while you sleep. If your legs tend to betray you at night, this is the blend that teaches them to relax again. 4. Hibiscus tea. One unusual fact about aging muscles is that they become increasingly sensitive to pressure changes inside blood vessels. When pressure fluctuates even slightly, muscles in the legs can tighten or fatigue quickly. Hibiscus tea has a unique advantage here: its anthocyanins support vessel elasticity in a way that helps muscles receive steady oxygen rather than bursts. That's why hibiscus often benefits people who feel heaviness in the thighs when walking uphill, or whose calves tire within a block, or who experience that warm, swelling sensation around the ankles. The American Journal of Clinical Cardiology noted that hibiscus consumption led to an average 9-point improvement in vessel flexibility indexes. Among adults over 55, small on paper, but big for muscle performance because flexible vessels deliver steadier energy. To get hibiscus to work fast, temperature matters more than most people expect. Cold steeping 2 teaspoons of dried hibiscus in 1 cup of water for 6 to 8 hours extracts anthocyanins more efficiently than hot water. That means stronger muscle support effects even before finishing the whole cup. If you want speed, take 3 sips every 3 minutes. This pacing prevents a sudden drop in blood pressure and gives your legs a smooth, noticeable unweighting feeling around the calves and ankles. A rarely mentioned tip: adding just 1 pinch, literally what fits between 2 fingers, of sea salt turns hibiscus into a natural electrolyte drink. Sea salt contains trace minerals that help the muscle hold on to potassium longer, cutting down cramp risk after walks or chores. Another fast-acting trick many older Americans use, especially in hot states like Arizona, is drinking hibiscus slightly chilled, around 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, because cooler temperatures tighten surface vessels just enough to push deeper circulation toward the legs. 5. Matcha green tea. There's a little-known fact about aging muscles that surprises most people. Once you're past 60, your muscle cells produce nearly 1/3 less ADP, the energy that powers every step, squat, and stand. That's why older adults often feel sudden leg weakness halfway up the stairs, or why the thighs shake when rising from a low chair, or why even a short walk can make the hip muscles feel empty, almost like the strength just leaks out. Matcha green tea is one of the few natural sources that delivers chlorophyll, L-theanine, and slow-release caffeine in a combination that boosts ATP production without jolting your heart. According to the Institute for Human Performance, older adults who consumed matcha before physical activity generated an extra 19 watts of muscular power during movement, proof that matcha doesn't hype your energy, it actually feeds your muscles. What makes matcha particularly effective after 60 is that its powdered form preserves the entire leaf, giving your body access to catechins that reach the muscle faster than brewed green tea. When you whisk 1/2 teaspoon of matcha into 4 ounces of warm water, around 140 degrees Fahrenheit, you create a concentrated form of muscle fuel. And here's a trick few Americans realize: if you drink matcha in 3 slow sips spaced 60 seconds apart, your body absorbs the theanine more evenly, which smooths out the energy curve and prevents the dip some older adults feel after drinking coffee. This is why many seniors notice their legs hold steady longer and their balance improves within 20 to 30 minutes. Matcha also activates a natural pathway, mTOR, that signals your muscles to repair and rebuild. You don't have to know the science, just know this is the same pathway that declines sharply after 55, which is why thigh and hip muscles disappear faster than arm muscles, and matcha supports that pathway without needing heavy exercise. If you mix the matcha with 1 teaspoon of milk or a milk alternative, the small amount of protein strengthens this effect, helping your muscles grab nutrients more efficiently. For those who struggle with post-walk trembling, sudden thigh exhaustion, or the feeling that your legs give out when stepping off a bus or curb, matcha offers a quick, steady lift. One more little trick many active seniors use: sprinkle 1/8 teaspoon of matcha into a small bottle of room temperature water, and sip it over 15 minutes during activity. It keeps muscle energy stable without overstimulation. If today's video helped you even a little, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and most importantly share this with someone who might need it. Strong legs keep people independent, and you never know who in your family or community is quietly struggling. And if there's anything you want me to cover next, drop it in the comments. I read everything. So, to wrap it up, this simple tea isn't just a drink, it's a turning point. Ignore these signs of slowing legs and fading stability long enough, and the consequences sneak up: falls, weakness that limits your daily life, and a level of fatigue that ages you faster than time ever could. But taking action now gives your body the chance to fight back. And before the next video arrives, here's a question: what if the next small habit you learn becomes the one that keeps you strong for years? While you think about that, watch the video on your screen. It gives you even more tools to protect your long-term health.